So today for exercise 20, we are taking a look at Excel tables as well as inserting comments. In this lesson, what we will do is we'll format a range as an Excel table to enable structured references as well as add comments to our worksheet to help read the formulas and remember why we included certain information in our worksheet. To set the stage here, we will be acting as the CFO or Chief Financial Officer of our business, Restoration Architecture, and we are going to take a look at our quarterly revenues. What we're going to do this time is we're going to make things a little bit easier by setting up these tables, and we will use some of this information in future lessons. Some of the terms to take a look at are comments, Excel table, and structured references. If you need to, again, stop, pause, and re-listen to any of the tutorial along the way, please do so. As the first thing we do, please open up the data file called 20RH sales located in your shared folder. As you do that, I will let you know that this Excel table that we are going to be working with is a range of data with a special column header that enables you to change information to make things a little bit easier and more manageable to read. Now with your file open up, you can select a range of data here. As such, if I would like to take a look at July, I don't know if I'm talking about dollars or if I'm talking about pieces of lumber or what. Now, we are going to be talking about money here with our revenues, so we are dealing with dollars. But to set everything up to begin with, we must first take a look at this table. In case I want to, on the side here, look at just the Carnegie Library along with old barn quilts. Now, everything that we do here in our tables, we will do to sort it to make our things a little bit easier, a little bit nicer. Now, as we do this, we might want to add a comment because of a sale or a certain date or a certain project. We might want to know if that revenue has actually, the checks have been cashed. The first thing we are going to be doing is converting our range to a table. Now, in doing this, I will do the entire exercise located on page 115 in lesson 4, exercise 20. With your file open, please save it as 20RH sales with your initials as we've done so in the past. On step number 4, it says to apply the paper theme to the worksheet. Now to do that, we go ahead and we look at how is our page laid out. All right, do we want to lay it out in the format of paper? Now again, the built-in ones are given to us. You can always go ahead, browse for other ones online, or change one that you would like to have based on your color palette chosen. In this one, the paper theme is located. If you scroll down a little bit, we will select paper theme. Nothing will change as of right now. However, we will be adding our data, or we will be modifying our data, excuse me, in a second. The table style that we're going to do this is table style medium 9 to our range. Our range is going to be A9 through E16. In selecting A9 through E16, one of you might notice cell A9 does not have any information. That doesn't matter as of this point due to the fact that we have these headings up here. What we'll do now is go back to our Home tab and click at Format as Table. Now, again, by highlighting any one of them, you can see that this is table style light 12. We are going to be choosing table style medium 9. As soon as I do that, it says, are you sure you want to use this information? My little marching ants go around the way. It says, do you like this? I do, as well as I offer the checkbox saying that the table has headers. July, August, September, and quarter 3 are my headers. I hit OK, and I've now formatted my chart into a table. Doesn't look any different except for now I have colors. But in actuality, what I could do is I could sort out information from this, and we will do so shortly. Some other formatting items that we need to do, we are going to apply the table style options to the first column and the last column, because if you look at it, I want to set this information apart for our businesses that we did, as well as my quarter 3. So to do that, I continue with my highlighted range. I click on first column and last column. You will notice my colors have changed and I will set apart some of the important details. With my entire column A9 through E16, I would like to rechange that. I'm going over to my name box and I'm going to rechange that to Q3 sales, and I will be leaving it this way. It might not make sense now, but we will be using this in the future for Q3 sales. If I wish to select a certain range or change formatting, I may do so with that simple name change. So if I go ahead, I can change that now. I highlight everything, and I should be able to change it to Q3 sales. With that being said, I'm going to do some more formatting down below. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select my first two, my range here, A18 through A19, and I'm going to make that accent 1. Now, we're not making a format anymore as a table, but we are changing the cell style. This picks up on the colors that I chose earlier called paper, and I now can change my formatting. Again, I will change this next range here to 40%. Thus, I can have continuous formatting done between my table. Now, as we are all comfortable with, I would like you to select cell B18 and do the sum of an autocomplete for the month of July. By doing equals SUM, I double click on my range, and now I fill in my numbers. Now, as you go down, take notice to what happens. I take a look at my range here, but when I select the entire range, since it's now a table, it changes it to Table 3, July. I hit enter, and I place my answer in there. I use my fill button all the way across. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out the average revenue. So, same thing, equals, start to type it. I can click it, and I want to find out the entire average of July. I will go again, use my fill handle, and your number should be like mine. Now, with my information set up this way, I would like to change this entire range as well by holding down my control, selecting the second range. I have non-continuous cells, therefore this information here can be text and it will not be numbers. I'm going to choose this to be currency formatting. Currency formatting automatically defaults to saying 2 decimal places, otherwise you can change and modify that as well. Now, as you notice here, the dollar signs have lined up. Currency sets up that way. Accounting puts the dollar signs to the far left side of your cell. In the book here, we are told to do currency, and we will do that. If you haven't done so in a while, please do a Control-S and save your work. Step 10 says what we need to do is add a comment to cell D12 and D14. Now to do it, we simply select our cell, we right-click, we scroll down to insert comment. Now as I insert a comment, the comment I'm going to do is say that the project has been completed. So I'm just simply going to write that in there. Now I can change up how big I want my text to be. I can also go ahead and change some of the other items here by editing my text. I can also go ahead and I can format this comment. So if I would like to make it a certain color, I may do so. I hit OK, and you can see my comment has been altered. As I put my cursor over it, it highlights it, and it goes away when I move my mouse away. You'll also notice that little red triangle in there lets me see that something has happened. So if I want to bring attention to the fact that 512 North Oak Street has now completed this project, I would put this comment field in here. Now I'm also going to say that the comment has been completed for Old Barn Quilts, which was in D14. At any point what I can do is I can right click, go to show hide comments, so I can show them all the time. I could also go back, as the book says on step number 13 in cell D12, I'm going to delete this comment. So if I right click on it, delete my comment, away it goes, and now I have just my one on D14, which I'm going to go back and hide. Now that I'm done with this, I want to make sure I spell check everything. I see everything is there. And just as always, adjust columns and widths as needed. You can see the word square here has been cut off. I need to space that out. I can use my double click to do that as well. Now, the really important thing about tables and why they're so great, I can go ahead and I can select everything and say I want to know just about Carnegie, and Old Barn. I hit OK, and I will update my entire count and my entire table. You can see the range on the side. I'm missing some cells, and the computer likes to tell me something is going on here. Therefore, I'm going to get rid of 12 and 13 as well as 10 and 15 and 16. Now, I have a filter place on here. I can go ahead, select everything, and back I go to normal. This here is exercise 20 found on page 115. At this time, I would like you to complete the On Your Own found on page 116, the On Your Own OXL 20 with your initials.